Hello and welcome to Pro Pair Poker. I'm Kobe Wilbon. As part of our free introductory to poker series, today we bring you Poker Etiquette, the 12 Unwritten Rules. If you are nervous about playing poker and afraid of embarrassing yourself at the table, don't fret. We're going to show you exactly what to do to look like a seasoned poker player out on the felt. So let's get started. Unwritten rule number 1. Be a pleasant gentleman or lady at the table. If you are nice to others, then they will be less likely to get upset when you make mistakes at the table. And trust me, you will make mistakes if you're a new player. By being nice to the other players at the table, they may be likely to help you out in cases where you may make errors, or they may even save you a penalty by showing you that you shouldn't be doing something. Also, keep in mind that poker is a gentleman's sport. So try to act like a gentleman when you're playing. Unwritten rule number 2. Know the rules to the house before playing in the game. If you don't know the rules, the house rules, then don't sit down and play. It is important to know the rules. You got to know what you're playing when you're going to sit down and play it. Also, if it's available to you, make sure to review the tournament structure before playing in a game. Knowing the tournament structure will help you to figure out when to be aggressive and when to take it easy on the game and the other players at the table. It'll also let you know when breaks are coming, and maybe it'll prevent you from making a mistake, a costly mistake when there's a break right around the corner. Unwritten rule number 3. Pay attention. No distractions. Headphones, cell phones, iPads. Those things will only distract you from the game, and it will irritate other players if they have to keep reminding you that it's your turn or it's your turn to act. Unless you are a seasoned enough player to do so, I would suggest that you don't use these items. They also may be against the rules to have at the table. Unwritten rule number 4. Always act in turn. If it's not your turn to make an action like folding, betting, raising, then don't do anything. When you don't act in turn, you give off unnecessary information to the other players at the table. This makes it unfair to players who are acting after you because you're giving the players before you information. For instance, a player may think he's going to fold, but if he sees you folding before he even acts, he may decide to stay in or maybe even raise the pot, knowing that he's only got 2 other people to get off of the pot after you. Unwritten rule number 5. Don't show your cards to players at the table. As a general rule, if you show your cards to any other players at the table, the dealer may ask you to show all of the players at the table. So if you think you're just going to show your neighbor, hey, look what I got, or look what I had, and you're going to throw your cards away, the dealer may fold them and expose them to the whole table. But in general, you don't want to show your cards to any players at the table. You're giving off unnecessary information, and that's only going to help them to beat you in the long run. Unless it's time for a showdown or all of the players involved in the hand are all in, don't show your cards. Unwritten rule number 6. Don't react to the cards when they come out. Once again, when you react to the cards when they come out, you're giving off information to the table. And that information may help the players that act before you, and it's unfair to the players that act after you. Unwritten rule number 7. Don't discuss a hand while other players are still involved in the hand. This is considered very rude and could also get you penalized. Once again, unless all of the players are all in, you shouldn't discuss what's going on at the table. Unwritten rule number 8. Make proper bets and don't string bet. Making the proper bets is important at the table to keep from looking like a fish when you're playing. If you don't know, for instance, that when someone bets and you're going to raise, you're supposed to raise twice what their bet was, then people are going to notice that and they're going to realize that this guy doesn't really know what he's doing. Also, it gets irritating when the dealer has to keep reminding you to put more chips in to complete your bet. A string bet is when you make more than one action when placing your chips in the table. For instance, if you're going to raise, then you need to make one motion with your chips, placing them to the center of the table. If you were to place one stack of chips and then come back and try to place the rest of your chips, that would be illegal. That's considered a string bet. To prevent this, it's always best to announce what your bet is going to be. Always announce your raises, always announce your bets, and you'll never have to run into this issue. Unwritten rule number 9, don't splash the pot. Splashing the pot is absolutely rude and it just slows down the game. Players get irritated when they have to help you gather up your chips to stack them back up in nice, neat stacks. Or even the dealer has to stop to take all of your chips and stack them back up. If you just place your chips out towards the center of the table in a nice, neat pile, it keeps the game moving and keeps everyone happy. Also, when you win the hands, it's a lot easier to take your chips back. When placing a bet, it's customary to either slide your chips out towards the center of the table or place your stacks out in the center of the table. It is not considered a string bet if you announce your bet first or your raise and then place the chips out in 1, 2, or as many different motions as it takes. Unwritten rule number 10, don't be a showboat cheesecake. No one likes a showboat cheesecake at the table. In general, be pleasant whenever you're at the poker table. There are only a few occasions when showboating may come in handy, and those are reserved usually for the more seasoned players. Showboating towards a player that you know will irritate them may get them off their game and it may work towards your advantage. But again, that's reserved for more seasoned players. If you're just starting out, don't showboat. What we're trying to do is keep friends at the table. The more friends you have at the table, the longer you'll stick around. Unwritten rule number 11, don't constantly complain about your cards or blame the dealer. Everyone who plays poker has a run of bad cards, and no one wants to hear about your lame holdings. If you play poker long enough, you're going to run into bad streaks. You just got to play through them. Eventually, your luck's going to turn around and the cards are going to start coming your way. Until that happens, just continue to keep quiet, be patient, and try not to irritate the other players and the dealer at the table. Unwritten rule number 12 and the final rule, always show your dealer and staff appreciation. Hey, dealers, they work for tips, and so does the staff. They always appreciate tips as well. It is usually customary to tip 1 to 5% towards the dealers, depending on how much of a purse you've won. Also, it's very good etiquette to participate in dealer appreciation bonus chips. You should always take advantage of that. Doing things like this brings good karma, and when you're playing in the game of poker, it's always good to get as much good karma as possible. Following all of these tips that I showed you today will make you a player that everyone will like, and no one will have a clue as to how much poker experience you have or how long you've been playing the game. This will help you to stay in the game because other players will not feel the need to come after you time and time again because you're being a jerk at the table or because you look like a fish. Well, I know you picked up a lot of information from this video today, and you may very well have trouble remembering everything we've gone over today. The information will begin to stick once you start using it in regular tournaments or regular play. Until then, I wanted to let you know that there's a wallet-sized cheat sheet available to you for free, which covers all of the information that we went over today, as well as a ton more. And it's all found in our printable, free Tournament Poker Quick Start Guide, which is in PDF form. In this PDF, we give you all of the basics that will make you a tough player, tough enough to even give seasoned pros trouble. and it's all designed to learn in less than 7 days. Everything from beginning tips to basic poker math, to poker tells and keys to beginning player success. It's all found in there and it's absolutely free. Just click on the link, enter your email address, and it's yours. Well, thanks for joining us today, and remember to get in the game and stay in the game with Pro Pair Poker. No will get them off their game. I'm going to remember you for it.